පාපන්දු දිනමු 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 නැත බේද නැත වාද රට දිනන තැනට හැමදේම
Finds a pass, here's an opportunity, what a shot! And Leon Barrera wrecks the network for the home side in what was an absolutely beautiful move for Sri Lanka. Sam Duran down this left flank, running into space, squares it, and what an assist! Oh, what a play!
Went through the first 40. Silva making a break in the corner, drives it in the middle, and that's the first goal. It's Raja Mohan.
The 2-goal cushion will really put Chinese Taipei out of this tie. And once again now, De Silva, as we mentioned about that 2-goal cushion.
Yes, Razik driving that in, that's the third goal for Sri Lanka.
From range, and that's been the kind of day, but Kellogg makes no mistake to give for Sri Lanka.
There's a shot and that's the first goal.
You are our family and we are your family. This family together, we need to take this game forward that the country went through in 2022 in terms of economy, in terms of business, education, Aragalaya. Then again, we went through a suspension period. So lots of hardship. But one thing we had in common was we were together. Whatever the differences we had in the past or in football, when it come to football, when it come to federation, when it come to governance, we all of us were united together. We fought against the suspension. We fought against the interference. We fought against political involvements, but all 67 we were together. This unity is something that makes us different from all other sports. We have 78 sports, I think, in the country registered, but we are so much different. We are different from other sports because when it comes to important matters, national matters, government matters, we are together. This is the only way our game, our country's football can go forward. Sometimes we'll have differences, sometimes we'll have opinions, sometimes we'll have elections. It doesn't matter. We can have our own opinion. You can choose whoever you want. That's different. But when we are together, if you want to protect our game, if you want to take our game, we are one family.
welcome back to this coverage of the Sri Lanka Football Super League here in the Colombo suburbs at the Sugatadasa Stadium in today's game as Colombo FC take on Ratnam Messi. If you love pure footballing drama, grab your food and beverage and pull up your seats because this isn't just another league match. It's an all-capital showdown here at the Sugatadasa Stadium, a battle of philosophy, heritage and supreme pride in the city of Colombo here in the Sri Lanka Super League. Having a look at the weather, it's gloomy here over the Sugatadasa Stadium. 28 degrees Celsius is the temperature, 78% in terms of the humidity, mild breeze blowing through the city as well. So definitely conditions that the players will fancy, especially given that they don't have to fight against that sweltering Colombo heat. We'll now have a look at your points table. Renown sitting pretty in the latest update. 9 points, so 3 wins out of 3 with a fantastic goals for record. Today's participants, Colombo FC, sitting 4th with 4 points after that draw. And also coming in, of course, is Upcountry Lions and Seahawk FC with maximum points from the 2 games they've played so far. And an opportunity also to challenge Renown in that regard. But Red Star, Blue Eagles, Defenders, New Youngs, and also Ratnam all the way at the bottom complete the lineup for the table here in the Sri Lanka Super League points table. And now here's another look at your fixtures and results. Of course, a thumping win for Renown SC against New Youngs, 10-0 on the 1st of August. That was Saturday. And then yesterday, Red Star FC defeating Blue Star FC 2-0. Today, Colombo FC taking on Ratnam in this match week 3, followed by Seahawks FC, who will be taking on the Upcountry Lions tomorrow, and then Blue Eagles taking on the Defenders on Wednesday. Right, and we'll now quickly go into an interview with Colombo FC's very own tactician before we jump into the rest of the coverage.
Colombo FC කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රධාන පුහුණුකරු හසන් රෝමි මහතා කෝච් අද හොඳ තරගයක් තියෙන්නේ රත්නම් කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක දැන් ඔබ අන්තිම තරගය සහ අද තරගය ගැන චුට්ටක් පැහැදිලි කරන්න.
ඇත්තටම අන්තිම තරගය අපි දෙවන භාගයේදී අපි මැච් එක ඩොමිනේට් කරා. සෝ තාම අපේ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා ඩෙවලොප් එකගෙන ඉන්නේ. තාම ෆෝම් එකට හිමින් තමයි ඒගොල්ලන් එන්ටර් වෙන්නේ. මම හිතනවා අද මැච් එක ලංකාවේ තියෙන හොඳම ක්ලබ් එකක්. රත්නම් කියන්නේ පරණම වැඩියෙන්ම ජයග්‍රහණය කරපු කණ්ඩායමක් චැම්පියන්ෂිප්ස්. මම හිතනවා ඒගොල්ලන්ට අපි හොඳ තරගයක් දෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. මම කිසිම වෙලාවක කිසිම කණ්ඩායමක් මම අව탁සිරු කරන්නේ නැහැ. මම හොඳ සූදානම්කින් තරගයට මම අවතීර්ණ වෙනවා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි සුබ පතනවා අද තරගයට.
ස්තුතියි.
That was Hassan Rumi, Colombo FC's coach, speaking ahead of today's game, expressing his opinions, of course saying that he is not going to underestimate any opponent that puts in front of him. Of course, being part of this Colombo FC setup for about a decade really. Here is some images from the warm-up earlier today. They've got a few signings in there as well. Colombo FC, one of Sri Lanka's better structured clubs as well. They've bought in from Sierra Leone, Ibrahim Lebbe, who doesn't make the starting 11 for today's game. He's on the bench in that number 77 shirt. Definitely one to look out for. A lot of expectation on the sides here. Niran Kanishka, another serious player. He's been part of this Colombo FC setup for quite some time, and he's wearing the captain's armband, and we will now have a look at what he has to say prior to today's game against the basement boys of this Super League campaign so far.
අපිත් එක්ක දැන් සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඉන්නවා කොළඹ FC කණ්ඩායමේ නායකයා නිරාන් කනිෂ්ක. නිරාන් කොළඹ FC කණ්ඩායම අද රත්නම් තරඟයත් එක්ක කොහොමද ප්‍රපෙයා වෙලා ඉන්නේ සහ ටීම් එකේ දැන තියෙන තත්ත්වය ගැන කතා කරන්න.
ටීම් එකේ දෙන අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ප්‍රැක්ටිස් අපි කරද්දී මැච් ටු මැච් තමයි අපි ප්‍රිපෙයාර් වෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ටීම් එකක් බලලා ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට ඊළඟ මැච් එක මොකද්ද ඒ මැච් එක කොහොමද අපි ප්‍රිපෙයාර් වෙන්නේ, ප්ලේස්ලා කොහොමද ඒ ඔක්කොම බලලා තමයි අපි මැච් ටු මැච් තමයි ඔක්කොම ප්‍රිපෙයාර් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට අද මැච් එක මම හිතන්නේ අපි අන්ඩර් එස්ටිමේට් කරන්නේ නැහැ රත්නම් ටීම් එක. අපි හොඳ තරගයක් දෙන්න තමයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ.
ටීම් එකේ සහ ක්‍රීඩකයන් ගැන කතා කරන්න.
ටීම් එක ඒ කියන්නේ අපි පළවෙනි මැච් එක ගහපු විදියට නෙමෙයි දැන් අද මැච් එකට අපි ෆේස් කරන්නේ. මොකද අලුත් ප්ලේස්ලා ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා. අපි ඒගොල්ලන් මම හිතන්නේ මැච් ටු මැච් තමයි ඔක්කොම ෆෝම් එකට එන්නේ. මම හිතනවා අපි අද මැච් එකේ ඉඳන් ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳ ප්ලෑන් එකකට අපි ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ. හොඳ තරගයක් දෙනවා අපි.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි. සුබ පතනවා අද තරගයට නිරාන්.
Thank you very much.
Well, of course, Niran Kanishka there, the skipper for Colombo FC, stating his case. An interesting observation there as well. He said we've got a few players, a few lads who've come in, and it's going to take a little bit of time to integrate them into the game. Kurosh Manesh coming in, of course, the Iranian, as well as Mustafa Al-Shazli, the Egyptian signing. And as I said earlier, Sierra Leone's very own Ibrahim Lebbe coming in to this side as well. So Colombo FC adding that overseas talent, and that exactly is what Ratnam will have to figure out in terms of how they manage one of the big sides in this particular tournament. And we'll have a look now at what Kasun Jayasuriya, Ratnam's head coach, has to say prior to this game.
අපිත් එක්ක දැන් සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඉන්නවා රත්නම් කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රධාන පුහුණුකරු කසුන් ජයසූරිය. කසුන් අද මේ තරඟාවලියේ ප්‍රථම ජයග්‍රහණය බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන කොළඹ FCත් එක්ක තරඟවදිනවා. කොහමද කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රෙපරේෂන්ස් එහෙම?
ඔව් ඇත්තටම මගේ කණ්ඩායම ඉතාම ආදුනික කණ්ඩායමක්. ඉතින් පළවෙනි දිනුම් තරඟය තමයි මේක. ඒ වගේම ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න මගේ ඉතාම බලාපොරොත්තු. මොකද අපිට 3 points අවශ්‍ය වෙලා තියෙනවා මගේ රත්නම් කණ්ඩායමට. ඒ වගේම ඒක වෙනුවෙන් කැප වෙලා කටයුතු කරන්න තමයි අද මගේ බලාපොරොත්තුව.
කණ්ඩායමේ යම්කිසි වෙනසක් සිදු වෙනවද?
ඔව් ඊටම කීප දෙනෙක්ගේ ඉන්ජරි තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලන් නවත්තලා තමයි ඇත්තටම ආධුනික ක්‍රීඩකයෝ කීප දෙනෙක් තමයි අද ක්‍රීඩා කරන්නේ. මම හිතනවා ඒගොල්ලොමුත් ඊටම හොඳට ක්‍රීඩා කරයි කියලා. මොකද අපේ පුහුණු සැසි ඊට හොඳින් අපි කරා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි. සුබ පතනවා අද තරඟයට.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
Well, that was the Ratnam FC head coach, of course, needs no introduction in the Sri Lankan football fraternity. An absolute icon in terms of what he has contributed to the game. 27 goals in 56 matches for the national team as well. But can he hand over some of that capacity to his Ratnam side? He said within the course of this game that this is a very young team that he has been handed. And so there is a challenge on his hands to try and turn this team into a team that can pull a result. A couple of injuries, he said, as well, leading to a few more young players going to be given their chance over the course of this game. So, lots of expectation. Sasanga Dilhar, the captain, will also have quite a lot of weight on his shoulders, particularly sitting in that midfield. Let's not forget, almost a star-studded Colombo FC side sitting pretty on the other side. And we'll have a look at what he has to say as well.
අපිට එක්ක ඉන්නවා රත්නම් කණ්ඩායමේ නායකයා සසංක දිල්හාර. සසංක අද කොළඹ FCත් එක්ක ඉතා තියුණු තරඟයක් තියෙන්නේ. කොහමද කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රෙපරේෂන්ස් සහ ප්ලේයර්ස්ලාගේ තත්ත්වය ගැන කියවුණා?
අතරමුණොත් අපි ටීමේ හොඳට දැන් ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරලා තිනවා. අපිට වැදගත් වෙන්නේ මේකේ පොයින්ට්ස් තුන තමයි ගොඩක් වැදගත් වෙන්නේ. මොකද මැච් එක පැට් දෙලින් ඉඳලා අපි කුමාරි මේ මැච් දිනන්න තමයි බලන්නේ.
කණ්ඩායමේ ක්‍රීඩකයන් ගැන මොනවා හරි වෙනස්කම් කොහමද ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ තත්ත්වය ගැන?
නෑ ඔක්කොම හොඳට ඉන්නවා දැන්. ටීම් එක වශයෙන් හැමෝම ප්ලේස් වල හොඳට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරලා සාමාන්‍ය මට්ටමේ ඉන්නවා. ප්ලේස් වල ඔක්කොම හොඳට ඉන්නවා සෙල්ලම් කරන්නේ.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි සුබ පතනවා අද තරගයට.
Thank you.
Well, that was Sasanka Dilhar, the captain for Ratnam. Messi. A lot of pressure on him as well as his coach to pull out some results in light of how they've played and how they've fared over the course of the tournament so far. Not an ideal start, not where they want to be, but now in need of figuring out how to get out of this position, how to get out of this situation and claw back those points. If you don't really pick up the points when you need to, it suddenly becomes a very big challenge when the pressure's on, and some of these teams do have the odds stacked against them in terms of how they can do so. So Ratnam Messi, the mountain to climb today against Colombo FC. A lot of expectation, particularly on the shoulders of Sasanka Dilhar and Kristuraj in that number 7 shirt, as well as Jesui Hassan in that number 10 shirt. So these three players, lots of expectation on them. Can they deliver? That is what remains to be seen. Just waiting out now for the final formalities prior to kickoff to begin here at the Sugata Dasa Stadium, and we expect the teams to walk out onto the pitch momentarily. And with that FIFA anthem, that is exactly what is happening, and these are your teams for today's game walking out onto the pitch at the moment. And now having a look at your match officials as they exchange pleasantries with the respective teams as well. Sampath Liana Gunawardana nominated as the referee for today's game, ably assisted by his two deputies, Asela Sirivardana and also Dilshanka Besekara. Niran Kanisha just asked to wait a little bit by the referees. Of course, in addition to these gentlemen, Mohammad Salman will be functioning as fourth official for this game. While Mohammad Salman does so, MHM Nauzil will function as match commissioner with Dilan Pereira, very familiar face, acting as the referee assessor for this particular game as well. One final set of photographs prior to kickoff here. Joseph Jean Silveira also on the bench for Ratnam SC. Been around the block for quite some time. Coincidentally, happened to be one of my goalkeeping coaches when he was coaching St. Thomas's as well. So interesting watch, but Colombo FC definitely with the star-studded lineup, aren't they? Taken the squad pick, and now a quick starting 11 picture. Francis Chikaruba, the starting leader of that defensive line. Also a lot of expectation on him, isn't it? We'll see how this game goes. A lot of these games are won in the middle of the park, and based on what we have on paper at least, it is very apparent who has the better midfield lineup. Like I said, based on what we've seen so far from this tournament as well, you'd expect Colombo FC to dominate affairs. One final formal match picture before we start. We're good to go and just kick off awaits now at the Sugatadasa Stadium here in Colombo. Another look at your match officials. Nothing's changed from the time I mentioned who they were. Lena Gunawardana now only with the whistle to blow, and we will sit on course in this particular game of the Sri Lanka Football Super League. A quick look at your team cards. Of course, Mohammad Imran in goal, as we mentioned. Supported by Mohammad Abdullah, Chalana Chamira, Niran Kanishka, Mohammad Fadil and Afil Mohammad, as well as Charit Bandar Ratnayaka and Kurosh Manesh. Ahmed Shazni and El Shazli in the middle of the park, ably assisted by Chalana Pramanta up front. And that, of course, very dynamic. Some of these defenders will be playing more or less as fullbacks. Obviously, for Ratnam, Nasrin Yaman in goal, Mohammad Hamdan, Tuan Umar, Francis Chikaruba in defense. Also joined by Kaushalya Pereira in midfield. It's Kristuraj, Mohammad Azmat, as well as Tenuka Deunija. And up front, it's going to be Jawashan, Sirikuma Yogesh Raj, and also leading the charge is Sasanga Dilhar, wearing that captain's armband and controlling and dictating play in the middle of the park. So, big game for Kasun Jayasuriya. Needs to get some points on the board, and we're all set with just kick-off to go. Ahmed Shazni taking kickoff. Colombo FC immediately pushing the pressure on. Here's a chance early doors. Ratnam SC make a meal of it. And a corner in the first 10 seconds. The pressure straight on the Kotahena lads. Chalana Chamira with the opportunity to swing this one in from the far side. Chamira, short pass. Kanishka takes it. Chamira doesn't really do very well there. Ball goes out wide. Referee immediately puts the flag up. Colombo FC definitely with the advantage in terms of the height. Kurosh Manesh in that defense also going to add a different dynamic. Based on what we're seeing so far, he's going to play in a defensive midfield role as opposed to as an out and out defender. And now working the angles here, Colombo FC. This is what they're good at, moving the ball up and down. Nice little touch. The second time, not really working. Abi Dakram there as well. On the bench, joining Hassan Rumi. He has been an absolute stalwart for these guys. Very nearly there. Mohammad El Shazli. Running on to that one, but referee puts the flag up. So Colombo FC getting off on the front foot in this game. The header. Ratnam now. First opportunity for them to get some control on the ball, and immediately ball push forward. Colombo FC wins it back. Sugatadasa Stadium pitch unfortunately not helping a great deal. Patches of grass and patches of uneven ground. Kasun Jayasuriya, hopefully a man with a plan today. Fantastic player in his day, one of the real stars of Sri Lankan football about 20 years ago. And now here's an opportunity for them to break Manesh from the middle of the park. And Colombo FC deciding to take the long route. Afil Mohammed miscontrols it, and the pass not very good there, and way too much on it for Chalana Pramantha. And now Ratnam with the opportunity, taking no chances once again. On that occasion, Afil Mohammed. Not the easiest pitch to play on here. Very uneven turf. Contested throw. Colombo FC win it. Now in the number 24 shirt, Charit Ratnayaka pushing forward. Opportunity to be carved out. Referee blows the whistle again. Just asking Chalana Pramantha to calm it down a little bit. You can see on your screens, not a very even pitch, not ideal in terms of playing the game here. So it's going to be difficult, slightly more difficult for a team like Colombo FC, who like to keep the ball, who like to move it around, and who are bound to have substantially more possession, from being able to do that, and will definitely play into the hands of Ratnam SC instead. Team that obviously has come here to be a bit more abrupt, if that may be the word. Manesh. Chalana Pramantha running into traffic. Now Afil Mohammed. Mohammad Imran sending it all the way back. Ball lofted over. by Ratnayaka, and now Ratnam have the ball a little bit. Opportunity to push forward, and immediately possession lost, but the referee spotting an infringement. Shazni. Off-field. Kouros Manesh, 27-year-old Iranian centre-back formerly of Colombo FC. Ball turned over once again. It's been one-way traffic so far in this game. And on that occasion, El Shazli looking for a foul, but Manesh wins it back. Ball makes its way through. Ratnam now with an opportunity to bring it. Manesh wins it back again. El Shazli putting pressure. Ratnam clear it. Colombo FC win the ball straight back. Not very happy there. Chalna Pramanta about the challenge on the way for that ball. Brings it down, Manesh. Now, Charit Ratnayaka. Spreading the ball out wide. Now once again pushing forward. Touch after touch. Here is an opportunity now. Colombo FC, first real build-up move. Good cross coming in. Here's a chance. Ratnam take it off their heads. And now Manesh with the secondary effort. Keeping the ball, Colombo FC managing to potentially win a foul there. Going down there, Chalna Chamira, but nothing doing. Referee says play on. And now, Ratnam FC pushing on down with that man. Jesu Yashin didn't really have anywhere to go, but he manages to win a throw-in. So first real constructed move there coming from Colombo FC. Shoulder charge. Mohammad Fadil feels that it was fair, so does the referee. Well cleared and very nearly opening up the Ratnam defense properly for the first time. They've had possession, they've not really been potent with it. And now continuing to move the ball. Just too much on that pass from Pramanta. Just a yard too much for Mohammad Fadil. Pushing forward now once again, Colombo FC slowly but surely trying to settle down into their style of play. And here's the pass. Just a bit too much on it as well. Ball makes its way outside. Now pushing forward once again. Colombo FC, the middle of the park, is where they're really good at. And here's an opportunity now for Colombo FC to get the first effort on goal, but never really catching that. El Shazli smiles on the bench. They know that is what they are capable of doing, but El Shazli really just very nearly just hoiks it. Doesn't end up getting power behind it properly. Just goes up. So 12 minutes in, still 0-0 here. All to play for here at the Sugatadasa Stadium. Now still long range effort there from El Shazli. Bit hopeful more than anything else. Another throw in. What they've been unable to do so far in the first 13 or so minutes really has been to break down this Ratnam defense. Got all 11 players behind the ball in that low block of sorts. Cross coming in, here's an opportunity now, and once again the header supposed to be directed back into the box, but doesn't really make its way as well as it'd like. Now once again pushing forward here. Ratnayaka's ball. So far struggling to break through the defensive line, and that part of the pitch not the greatest, so Ratnam FC knows Colombo FC will try to play it up there. Now Shazni works it out wide. Fadil now finds El Shazli. His pass not going anywhere. He was hoping for too much and doing too much there, El Shazli. The ball goes for a stoppage. Shazni just getting a bit too handsy there. Colombo FC once again winning the ball. Ball going straight out of bounds. So far, Colombo FC game has been all about them and how they've managed to hold on to possession. Ratnam FC unable to get a foot in the game, but still very much in it in their low block, and now a corner for Colombo FC. They've got the height on them. As Bilal Marika joins me here in the commentary box. Bilal, one-way traffic so far, but no goal. Ratnam putting all their men behind the ball as the cross is swung in. Here's an opportunity. Not the best cross there. Ratnam managed to get it away. So Ratnam potentially with Colombo FC exactly where Kasunjaya Surya wants them.
Yeah, Ratnam, they'll be coming into this match with a 7-0 loss as well against the Seahawks. So they'll be lacking a bit of confidence also, being a previous household name in this Football Super League. Ratnam have just dropped a little bit, and they have to make sure that they come back strong. Not a tough opponent to do that against. Colombo FC, they've been putting the pressure in this opening quarter.
Another corner now for Colombo FC and an opportunity to swing it in. They've been disappointing from the corners so far. Here's an opportunity to change that. Ball swung in. Once again, way too much on it. I think they either need to up their game with the corners or they need to change their corner take, really. It's been that kind of start.
Colombo FC once again with opportunity. Good backheel pass. Floated in. Ratnam defending with almost all of their players in that box. Nasrin Yaman had a tough time in that previous game. 7 goals that went past him. But that wouldn't do justice to his performance. A bit cruel. He played quite decently, but he just didn't have the support of his defenders, and he couldn't do everything in the defense alone. This time, however, Ratnam playing a low block against Colombo FC, making sure they don't really repeat the same mistakes. However, that's causing them also to absorb a lot of pressure in this opening quarter of the game. Not having a lot of men committed forward in the counter. Yes, Colombo FC now just looking to draw those defenders forward. Incisive pass. Making headway. And you just feel like there's something that will happen here. Nasrin Yaman charging forward. Swatting that ball away. Brilliant awareness, because had he not done that, here's the replay. There was a player ready to take that ball. That was Chalana Pramantha making that run forward.
Probably the better crosses that we've seen from Colombo FC so far. They've been unable to break through this Ratnam Messi attack. Defense rather, since this game has started. They've relied heavily on crosses. That part of the pitch, Bilal, not really conducive for passing and playing. See, as you can see, the ball just bobbling about a bit. But here's an opportunity, yet another cross. Not the greatest header, and potentially an opportunity. Manesh using that height to get on the end of it. The referee now blowing the whistle for an injury by the looks of it. Just going to have another look at that. Look at that. Not a great clearance header from Chikaruba, but Manesh, tall enough to get there first, doesn't get enough purchase on it himself. Just another look. Very lucky are the Ratnam lads. And I think the injury also maybe self-inflicted more than anything else. But now free kick for Ratnam and an opportunity to get a breather once again.
Coach Kasan Jayasuriya, one of the high scorers in the Sri Lanka jersey as well, will be hoping his forwards can come to the fore here today. But it's Colombo once again with possession of the ball. And it's Colombo knocking on the door, looking to put another cross in. Space, and here's space. One too many touches on that Chalana Pramantha. Should have gotten that away on the first touch. Instead, it gives Nasrin Yaman enough of time to just suffocate that angle, come forward. And a deflection causes it to go right across the face of the goal.
But what a bit of play by Manesh. He's really using his height to his advantage. He's winning all the first or second balls in the box. And once again opening the door. Unfortunately, Colombo FC unable to convert it. Here's an opportunity now. Once again, ball coming in. Edge of the box. Shot comes in. El Shazni blocked. And you feel now that the sluice gates are well and truly on their way to opening, Bilal.
Yeah, the Colombo FC are definitely getting better with their crosses. Some potent ones into the box there. Previous few ones. They'll be looking to do the same, because that'll just put pressure on Ratnam. Tussle for the ball. And it's Colombo FC once again who come away with it. Another high hanging cross. Cleared away. But only for a moment. As Charit Bandara and Afil Mohammed will look to put that ball into the Ratnam half once again. Here's another cross. Nasrin Yaman getting it away. Ambitious effort by Chalan Chamira there. Looking to go for goal. He'd had enough of the crosses and wanted to try for goal himself. Just couldn't get that ball down. It had almost 25 minutes on the clock, and most of the possession in this game has been dominated by Colombo FC. Afil Mohammed with a pass into the box once again. This time Nasrin Yaman intervening. Brilliantly done. Almost the opening goal of the game had it not been for his intervention. Just getting the barest of touches on that ball. And Nasrin Yaman will get Ratnam new life. However, Colombo just keep knocking, and you feel like there's going to be a mistake somewhere here that will just allow them to get that first goal. Once again, a brilliant cross and good vision by Chalan Shamira as well. Or Niran Kanishka, the captain rather. Here's El Shazli. Chikaruba making sure he gets that ball away, but play will be called back for that foul. And this is exactly what happens when you keep absorbing the pressure. Few mistakes start creeping in, the frustration gets to you, and eventually you'll find yourself on the back foot. And it's giving Colombo plenty of time on the ball as well, allowing them to get that rhythm, get that momentum going their way. Here's Chalan Chamira.
What an effort that was, Chalan Chamira. Speculative, hopeful, and based on what we've seen so far, Nasrin Yaman with an absolute howler.
Chalan Chamira had enough of the crosses this time. We were all expecting one, but it just went towards the goal there.
Chikaruba, you can see the frustration. That should be saved. And once again, that awkward bounce coming off that uneven Sugatadasa Stadium pitch, playing its part. But Nasrin Yaman, you have to say, getting beaten at his near post, misjudging a bounce at this level after all the good work he's done so far. An absolute basic error leading to Ratnam going behind in this particular game.
Colombo's first goal comes on at the 25th minute. just begin to wonder if this will be the goal that gets those floodgates open for Colombo. Big men in the box. Not the best of clearances. But will do the trick for now. Once again, a familiar sight in this game so far. Colombo with the corner, with the cross.
Very nearly sneaking that to the far post, but this is concerning for Ratnam. Colombo getting so many touches inside the box. This is how they will carve you open. Chikaruba still not pleased with his goalkeeper. You can understand why. It's been all about Colombo FC. Like I've said, they've taken their time in terms of carving out the opportunities, and once again, what should have been a throw-in finding its way into a corner. Not the right defending there by Tuan Umar. Young lad, but if you are playing in the Super League, you should be showing the level that is required in terms of the intelligence and the movement that is necessary of a player playing at this level. And now once again a cross opportunity for Chalana Chamira, who's going to swing this one in. Chalana Chamira deep, and it goes straight out. He himself, that goal aside, his crosses have been wanting. Bilal, he's not done very well, has he?
Yeah, Colombo have had plenty of opportunities there, but they haven't been able to convert any of those set pieces into any goals either. And that has been a theme throughout throughout this tournament for all these teams. Those set pieces just feel like they could be refined a tad bit in terms of converting them into goals. I just feel like Ratnam should make sure they get some time on the ball before the end of this first half at least. Even at those goal kicks, they're just giving the ball away with those long passes. And another one into the box.
Very lucky. Ratnam once again that the ball fell the way it did. Half an inch this way or that, and it would have fallen straight into the path of the Colombo FC attacker Shazni. But here's an opportunity now for Ratnam to run at goal. Afil Mohammed taking no chances.
This time Ratnam finally makes some headway. Sasanga Dilhara, the captain, with the ball at his feet. Will he be looking to cross this one into the box? Here's the cross. Crowded box there. Plenty of yellow jerseys as well. And Ratnam will find themselves on this side of the ground for their very first corner of the game, and it will be the captain once again, Sasanga Dilhara. The first corner coming in the 30th minute of the game, while Colombo have had plenty. El Shazli looking to get that ball forward. Here's opportunity for Ratnam. Wayward pass. JC Ashan. Pass that will give Colombo the opportunity to counter again. Sasanga Dilhara with the clearance.
This is once again that awkward bounce off this turf. You can see it firsthand. Ball coming in. Here's an opportunity taken off the head of Manesh there. Beautiful defending on that occasion by Mohammad Hamadan. Definitely going to find the target there, Manesh. But Hamadan, fantastic defense. We were saying Ratnam need to move the ball a bit, get a feel for it in the middle of the park. That's exactly what they've been lacking. They've been fighting for it rather at the back and then pushing forward immediately to try and get the ball up the pitch. They've not had the control that is required, and I think if they have 5-10 minutes of that, Bilal, it will change the way they approach the game. Long cross coming in. Here is the ball, the second phase. Nobody there, nobody home. Kristuraj with the acrobatics gets rid of it. And now Shazni. The swing coming in. Here's an opportunity now. Can they make it? Two off the bar, off the upright there. Colombo FC unlucky. But the referee now bringing it back because Nasreen Yaman has gone down. Didn't see much there. Beautiful cross by Shazni. Niran Kanishka with the header. And to be honest there, Bilal, just one more look at that peach of a ball from Shazni. Niran Kanishka, oh what a save that was, isn't it, by Yaman. He was destined for the back of the net, that header, but Yaman, absolute amazing reflex save, keeping things respectable in this game. But after that, trying to buy his time, trying to kill the momentum more than anything else. It was barely a foul or barely any damage done to the keeper. Dark arts there.
Yeah, brilliant cross there by Shazni and an equally brilliant save by Yaman. These players have had the privilege, I would say, of not playing in some hot and humid conditions today at Sugaddasa. Rain clouds threatening to burst open any minute here. Having some adverse weather conditions around the country, and hope everyone's staying safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Not ideal conditions given what's going on, especially in the hills, where the upcountry Lions side is from in particular. But as and where possible, the show must go on. Second time in the last 7-8 months or so that we've had such adverse rains. So thoughts and prayers with everyone involved. Yaman seems to be okay, back on his feet. Somehow he managed to pick up a knee injury over the course of that collision, despite no contact with his knee. So Colombo FC now will get the drop ball.
Quite long pause in play as well. Afil Mohammed, Charit Bandara. Yes, Colombo once again looking, coming with that threatening cross. Mohamed Fadil. Haven't seen a lot of him on the ball in this past quarter or so of the game. And Colombo just satisfied to pass it around in the back, perhaps looking to draw more defenders, asking Ratnam to press there.
Yeah, not really much of an option because Ratnam has been sitting back this whole game, and once again complacency does come into play. Shazni's pass not finding Niran Kanishka and the ball going out of bounds. Kasun Jayasuriya would have expected that his team will have a very challenging game today, and so far, to be fair, as the overwhelming underdogs coming into this, they've managed to frustrate Colombo well. as we move into the last 10 minutes of normal time in this particular half. Can they sustain that in a second half as the game gets a bit more stretched potentially? That is something we will have to wait and see. But based on what we've seen so far, at the very least, I think one can comfortably say, Bilal, that Colombo, on occasion, you've seen them break through with some creativity, and Yaman has met them with aplomb every single time. Once again, ball coming in. Yaman, not the best bit of goalkeeping, but gets the ball away, does his job. Like I was saying, again, soft foul there, referee giving Mohammad Azmat the opportunity to take a breather. And that's exactly what Ratnam have been doing. They've been breaking the momentum in this game. Shazni trying to get his counterpart to get up, but nothing in that from Afil Mohammed. Just shoulder to shoulder. And that is what we need to kind of work out of this game. You know, just loses his footing. But anyway, what we were saying earlier is about the fact that Hassan Jasuria will be happy if he can go into the halftime interval with a 1-goal deficit. It gives them something to chase. You can see the frustration on some of the Colombo FC players. But do they have the legs to hold on to this for another 45 minutes, Bilal?
Yeah, that is the big question. And Ratnam, the attack hardly ever having seen the ball in that area, in the attacking area. They've been doing much of the defending. Haven't been able to string any meaningful passes either for themselves. There have been a lot of passes like that have just gone right into the feet of the Colombo defense. Almost not wanting to see much of the ball here, Ratnam. Afil Mohammed and Charit Bandar Ratnayaka. This time Charit giving that ball away. Players going forward. Not the best of passes there. And that's exactly what happens when you commit too many players for that low block. You just don't have any forward for the counter. That previous opportunity there, Ratnam perhaps could have made something out of it had they had enough, but there were just two.
Not a lot of success down that flank for either side. Like I said, and I've said multiple times, it's a lot to do with the state of the pitch, Bilal. Not easy to play on that end of the pitch. 40 minutes in, this game has panned out, I think, exactly how we thought it would. Colombo FC dominating possession, trying to control the game, add some structure. Ratnam Messi sitting back and making it as difficult as possible for Colombo. And you expect Colombo to have the quality to get past Ratnam, and they have done. But again, not a very convincing performance from these guys either.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if Ratnam will change their style of play in the second half, or if they will persist to the same low block.
I don't know if they have much of an option there, to be honest. I think if you look at the quality in terms of the ability to hit on the break, if you look at the quality in terms of maintaining possession, I don't know how much quality really Ratnam has in order to threaten Colombo. I think sitting back, frustrating them and hitting them on the counter is potentially the best way they can give themselves a chance of getting something out of this game. Like I said, if it wasn't for a moment of just terrible goalkeeping, Ratnam would be still on level terms here. And to his credit, quick thinking by Chalan Chamira there as well, but equally low quality goalkeeping by Yaman. So overall, if you really do take a look at it on a balance of probabilities, what they've tried to do has worked. It's just that they've not had the opportunities on the other end of the pitch, and I think they'll be okay with that, given they know the challenge. But here's an observer, Shazni takes a touch, but it ricochets off his boot onto his arm, and the referee rightfully blows the whistle. He's been very good in these tight spaces. He's just been unfortunate that he's not been able to convert those chances. Rare touch of the ball for Mohammad Imran in the Colombo FC goal there, as they push forward yet again. As you can see, all the billboards around the playing surface today. The hashtag win SAFF again. Of course, as you know, the SAF Football Championships going to be happening later this year. Sri Lanka, after a while, walking into that championship with an aspiration of trying to do the impossible. Last big run in this particular tournament was in the early 90s, and now back in it, set to play against Hamza Chowdhury's Bangladesh, the Leicester City midfielder, who will also act as the hosts, and Bhutan, who Sri Lanka has beaten in recent times and will expect to beat again. So a lot of football on the cards on the back end of the conclusion of the FIFA World Cup. And now a referee calling for a foul, and I think maybe a little harsh with the yellow card there for Mohammad Azmat, but he does, to be fair, catch Mohammad Abdullah. As I was saying, lots of international football yet to come. We've got obviously the SAF Championships. We've got a couple of international breaks at the end of September, and again prior to the Christmas break as well. So the Premier League starts in about a fortnight, and so does all the European leagues, and then the Champions League a few weeks after that. The UEFA Super Cup happening, Aston Villa taking on PSG. So lots of football despite the end of the World Cup, Bilal.
Yeah, something that the football fans will be licking their lips at all around the world. And here's Colombo with another cross in. Not the best of crosses there.
They really do need to start making a call on who they put on those crosses, don't they? I've not seen a single one this game so far that he's really been able to whip straight onto his target. It's always been shorter or too long. 3 minutes now on the clock. Mohammad Salman just confirming it to us.
There will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
Looking to finish this first half with another goal will be Colombo FC. Ball into the box, but a little too much on that, will trickle out of play.
Niran Kanishka in the right place for the number on his back. It's not the most attractive proposition, seeing a number 9 defender. But now the left side of the attack, an opportunity now for Kaushalya Pereira to get the ball away. Manesh heading it once again, pushing, huffing, heaving Ratnam, but unable to get the ball off Colombo SC.
Good bit of defense there, but it's all Ratnam have been doing for most of this first half. And if he just had an access to the heat map of where exactly these players have been. And opportunity here, Nazrin Yaman spills that ball in. And the easiest of goals for Ahmed Shazni there. And Colombo will be rewarded with their constant efforts at goal. We were just talking about the fact that most of the football in this game has been played in this area of the ground. Not the best of clearances there. Yaman didn't collect that ball well, just spilled it on. And Ahmed Shazni being there at the right place at the right time, making that forward run, putting pressure on Yaman as well. And he wouldn't get an easier goal than that. And Colombo will go 2 up in this game right before halftime. Ratnam, a lot of questions to ponder upon during that halftime talk.
Well, another howler by Yaman. He has been the difference, holding fort for Ratnam. And once again, wasteful from Colombo FC. 2-on-1, clean header, should be doing better. But Nazrin Yaman, howler after howler. And that's it for the first half.
One-sided first half in terms of possession and goals scored as well. Ratnam
Ladies and gentlemen,
will have to come back strong in that second half.
Colombo 2, Ratnam nil.
They've just held on, attempted to hold on, but Colombo FC managing to find those crevices through which they could score those goals. And at halftime it will be Colombo who will be 2 goals up. Ratnam SC yet to find the board, yet to find the back of the net rather. Taking a look at the highlights of the game, it has been everything Colombo throughout the entire first half. Colombo just retaining most of the possession, and brilliant saves coming from Nazrin Yaman as well. But 2 howlers that just allowed Colombo to get that advantage. I see Chikaruba, not the happiest of defenders there. But that was the first goal. Chalana Chamir just trying something different there. Then cross after cross coming into the box. Just couldn't get anything away until that final moment. Nazrin Yaman spilling that ball. The easiest of goals for Ahmed Shazni, who will make it 2 for Colombo FC. Ratnam SC, of course, coming after a 7-0 loss, will be a bit of a hill to climb, perhaps mentally as well for them. However, it will be interesting to see how both these teams respond in the second half. But before that, we'll be going into a short commercial break. But do stay tuned, as we'll be bringing to you live action from the Sugat Dasa Stadium.
පාපන්දුව අපිට විශේෂයි. 2024 වෙනකොට අපි හිටියේ පාපන්දු ලෝක ශ්‍රේණිගත කිරීම වල 206 වෙනි ස්ථානයේ. අපි දැන් 187 වෙනි ස්ථානය දක්වා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සරසරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
රටවල් 20ක් අවුරුදු එකහමාරක් වගේ ඇතුළත අභිබවලා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මම හිතන්නේ පාපන්දු ශේෂ්ත්‍රය අපිට විශාල ජයග්‍රහණයක්. තව මෙතිනුත් ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා අපිට ආසියාවේ හොඳම කණ්ඩායම් බවට පත් වෙන්න අපි උත්සාහ දරමින් ඉන්නවා.
අපි දිනමු ජය ගමන පෙරට අපි දිනමු
ක්‍රීඩකයන් අතර පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩාව ජනප්‍රිය කරන්න අපි විශාල උත්සාහයක් ගනිමින් ඉන්නවා.
සරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
අපිට මේ අවුරුද්දේ අපි උත්සාහ ගන්න ඊළඟට අපිට එන දකුණු ආසියානු පාපන්දු තරඟාවලියේ කුසලානය දිනා ගන්න අපි තරඟ කරන්න තමයි අපි සැලසුම් කරන්නේ. අවුරුදු 31කට පස්සේ අපි මේ උත්සාහය ගන්න. මොකද අපි අවුරුදු 31කින් කුසලානය ජයග්‍රහණය කළා නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි වැඩසටහන් ගණනාවක් හදලා තියෙනවා.
දිනමු හැම බන්දු පාපන්දු දිනමු 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 නැත වේග නැත වාද රට දිනන තැනට හැමදේම
finds a pass. Here's an opportunity. What a shot! And Leon Barrera wrecks the network for the home side in what was an absolutely beautiful move for Sri Lanka. Sam Duran down this left flank, running into space, squares it, and what an assist!
Oh, what a play!
Went through the first 40. Silva making a break in the corner, drives it in the middle,
and that's the first goal. It's Raja Mohan.
The 2-goal cushion will really put Chinese Taipei out of this tie.
And once again now, De Silva, as we mentioned about that 2-goal cushion.
Here's Swazik driving that in. That's the 3rd goal for Sri Lanka.
From range, and that's been the kind of day, but Kellogg makes no mistake to give for Sri Lanka.
has a shot, and that's the first goal.
You are our family and we are your family. This family together, we need to take this game forward that the country went through in 2022 in terms of economy, in terms of business, education, Aragalaya. Then again, we went through a suspension period. So lots of hardship. But one thing we had in common was we were together. Whatever the differences we had in the past or in football, when it come to football, when it come to federation, when it come to governance, we all of us were united together. We fought against the suspension. We fought against the interference. We fought against political involvements, but all 67 we were together. This unity is something that makes us different from all other sports. We have 78 sports, I think, in the country registered, but we are so much of different. We are different from other sports because when it comes to important matters, national matters, government matters, we are together. This is the only way our game, our country's football can go forward. Sometimes we'll have differences, sometimes we'll have opinions, sometimes we'll have elections. It doesn't matter. We can have our own opinion. You can choose whoever you want. That's different. But when we are together, if you want to protect our game, if you want to take our game, we are one family.
And we are back from the Sugadadasa Stadium. It's Colombo FC taking on Ratnam FC, the second half of this game. Colombo FC dominating proceedings in that first half, scoring 2 goals. Ratnam FC unable to string together any meaningful passes for themselves. They haven't visited the Colombo half of the ground much either, and hopefully they'll be looking to change that in the second half. Colombo FC, on the other hand, have had plenty of time on the ball, dominating proceedings, getting a feel for the ball, getting into that rhythm. They'll be looking to notch a few more goals in the second half as well. A lot of frustration in the Ratnam camp. Exactly the type of frustration that comes from playing that low block as well when things don't go your way. And when you have nothing to show for it, have nothing to show for 40 minutes, it's only natural that that agitation kicks in. They'll be looking to change their fate here in the second half, Ratnam. Goalkeeper for Colombo hasn't had a lot to do as of yet, and will be having a new substitute in goal for Ratnam FC. Shehan Silvera coming in. Ratnam making some moves early on.
So veteran in the goal, familiar face, Joseph Silvera, replacing the error-prone Yaman. What you will see, Bilal, definitely, if nothing else, is a lot more command of the box, dictating his defenders and getting them organized.
Substitutions for Ratnam.
Like I said, my football coach growing up, so
Jersey number 1, Nasrin
okay
Rahman is
to not call
replaced
himself
by
for the
jersey
duration of
number
this
25,
broadcast, you think?
Shehan Silvera. Jersey number 11, Mohammad Asmat is
That's
replaced
exactly
by
the
jersey
type of
number
experience
6,
that
Diaz
Ratnam would want
Abdullah.
right now as well, infused into
Jersey
their
number
playing
2,
11.
Mohammad Hamadan is replaced by jersey number 23, Mohammad Salih. Substitution for Colombo.
With that ball forward early on.
Jersey number 9, Niran Kanishkar is replaced by jersey number 23, Mohammad
Definitely a bit
Shah.
more of a presence now.
Jersey
in the
number
Ratnam box.
21, Charana Pramanta is replaced by jersey number 77, Ibrahim
Needs to
Ledru.
be seen whether he has still got the same level of reflexes, and we saw a couple of saves that Yaman did make, to be fair. Point blank range, really.
It did make some brilliant saves, but then 2 absolute howlers, so to speak, that just allowed Colombo to get that ball into the back of the net. And early on in the second half, Ratnam making sure they advance attackingly. 2 visits into the Colombo box so far. Here's Colombo now looking to build from the back. Incisive pass forward, rush on. Good press by Ratnam here. Mohammad Imran coming into play much more now. being brought into play much more by the Ratnam attack. So positive first half or second half start rather for Ratnam. Just opening few minutes, however, will be interesting to see if they can keep this going on.
Hopeful effort there from Colombo FC, looking to catch the keeper off guard. So Ratnam 2 goals behind, not really threatening one bit at the opposite end on the end of the pitch. Not a very good clearance there either, not a very good goal kick there either by Silveira, giving the ball straight back to Colombo FC. Like I said, Colombo love to hold on to the ball, move it a little bit, what they've been unable to do. And the ball comes in here. Here's an opportunity. Can they make it 3? Root at the keeper. And what a beautiful finish. He's been prowling on the edge of that box, El Shazli. And the first proper chance he gets to wrap his foot around one, he makes no mistake. Gives Joseph Silveira no chance to respond. Goes across the goal. Bottom corner. An absolute peach of a hit.
Clinical finish there by El Shazli, making no mistake. The defense also had to be better than that. That deflection, just placing it right into the foot of El Shazli there, making it that much easier for him. And we've had the first goal of this second half. Colombo will move on to 3. And Ratnam, having lost 7-0 that previous game, coming into this, will just be having a few flashes of seeing a similar scoreline yet again with how this Colombo attack is playing out and how their defense is playing as well. Here's Colombo now, playing freely, knowing that they're up by 3 goals. Afil Mohammed and Charit Ratnayaka. Colombo with another opportunity in the box, but this time cleared it away well. Whenever Colombo is on the ball, those 2 men, Charit Ratnayaka and Afil Mohammed, they've been brilliant pivots. Here's Ratnam now. Not a lot of support for those attackers either. Colombo looking to counter. El Shazli on the ball. El Shazli with a brilliant pass. And Silveira making sure that Colombo don't get past him this time. Peach of a pass there, Deshan.
Yeah, Lebe on his debut very nearly scored a beautiful one, the Sierra Leone striker. Just a hand up in apology, but what a ball that was. Wasn't much want in terms of the finish. Lebe did everything correctly, tried to chip it over the keeper, but Silveira coming out, making himself big, noticing that in fact the striker was about to hoik it over him, put his hand up there as well and managed to get in the way of that and keep the scoreline at 3-0.
Colombo looking much more potent in the second half.
Giving the ball away cheaply now, Ratnam with an opportunity. And immediately Colombo win it back. And this really has been the story of the game, really. El Shazli, of course, scoring his first goal of the season. Lebbe nearly doing the same on his first appearance in this Colombo SC shirt after coming in. And now on this flank, giving the ball away. Ratnam now with an opportunity.
Here's Ratnam, will be looking to cross into the box. Ratnam with opportunity, but he just skies it. You can see the frustration from the coach.
Tenuk Deonuja falls to his left foot, and he doesn't look for 1 second like he was gonna get the ball where it needed to go. More of a conversion than a shot on goal. From 7-8 yards out, you should be hitting the target with no pressure on you as well. At the very least, get it on target. And you can see Kasun Jayasuriya, an accomplished striker during his heyday, the Ratnam keeper, the Ratnam coach rather. You can see the frustration on his face as well. He knew that that was the best chance they've had so far in this game.
Definitely by a mile, Deshan. No one marking him either. And here's Colombo immediately looking to attack. Ibrahim Lebbe once again almost getting a touch on that ball, and El Shazli recovers it.
Shazli, the Egyptian. Colombo moving the ball amongst each other. Once again, Lebbe coming on has added a new dynamic to this Colombo SC attack, and now is an opportunity for the ball to be set back in. Here's an opportunity for Fu, and that's exactly what it was. Silveira not happy. Opens up the defense, passes it towards the penalty spot. Acres of space. Shazli is not missing from there. Nobody picking him up. Shazni, Colombo FC veteran, fights the back of the net yet again. How he had so much space is beyond me, and we spoke about this. They've held their fort in the first half with their discipline. Come the second half, will they have the legs to do that? And what we are seeing right now is that they don't. Potentially, maybe the keeper could have done a little bit better there, but he was let down by his defenders there as well.
Shazni showing Tenuk Deonija how it's done from that close to goal. Brilliant control on the ball. So many blue jerseys in that box, but none of them marking him. All of them charging forward, losing sight of the attackers, making Silveira's job that much harder. And here's Colombo once again. We'll be looking for a similar one. Lebbe once again just losing out. Ibrahim Lebbe. And Ratnam definitely looking much more prone to error in the second half.
Once again, same story. Lebbe should be converting that, but same story, coming down the flank, putting the ball into the box, and nobody picking up the attacker or the ball. Ratnam already 4-0 down, and the way they are playing at the moment, this could turn into a real rout.
When the Upcountry Lions first scored 9 goals to 1 in their opening game in week number 1, we really thought that it would be an anomaly, but we've seen Plenty of that happening in the Super League. Renown scoring 10 goals to nil just yesterday, a couple days ago. And Seahawks also winning against Ratnam in game week number 2, 7-0. So makes for entertaining football if you're a fan of those teams, but also poses some tough questions as well regarding the gap in talent, gap in recruitments between those top teams and the teams who are languishing in the bottom half of the table in the Super League.
Absolutely, and also raises questions about the quality of the games in what is Sri Lanka's highest level of football as well. Maybe some of the clubs need to reevaluate themselves, particularly if those results seem to be results that you see happening quite often. You do have the outliers. The national team for Sri Lanka has also lost 10-0, I think, against the Maldives, if I'm not mistaken. It happens. But if it's happening consistently at the highest level in this Super League, then you need to kind of really ask questions about whether the structure works. Because the competitiveness is so important in order to make sure that the level of football is such that it then takes the next step. If it's one or two teams bashing the rest of them, it becomes almost playground-esque, not what we really want for the greater good of the sport.
Yeah, couldn't have put it better there, Shan. And right now, Colombo threatening to score a few more goals against Ratnam. Well, the Seahawks, or the Blue Stars rather, they were the team that lost 9-1 to the Upcountry Lions in that opening game. But they were able to come back with a 3-0 win in game week number 2. So Ratnam was hoping they would have gained some confidence from that as they came into this game, but they've been playing the same type of football they played in that previous one as well, not changing anything up and rather looking to defend even more and just being their own undoing.
Lebbe. Colombo FC now once again on their bike. Ball comes in, misses every defender, falls to the feet of the Colombo FC attack, and that's 5. Easiest goal that he'll ever score there. Kurosh Manesh. Acres of space, tons of time, the whole goal in front of him.
Goal for Colombo.
Dream of an opportunity.
Number 31.
Why on earth 4 defenders suddenly realized that there was a man at the back post that none of them have been able to see is absolutely beyond me. It's atrocious defending. If you're watching from home, that is not how you defend, but that's certainly how you take a touch and finish.
Brilliant pass once again from El Shazli there into the feet of Manesh. Colombo once again pressing high, looking for another goal. They're already 5 goals up. Second consecutive goal now where the man has been unmarked, which has allowed him to score ever so easily.
Now Colombo FC. Remains to be seen whether Coach Rumi will use this opportunity to blood some youngsters or whether he'll go for the kill, score as many as he can.
Manesh, the goal scorer, just putting it through the legs of 4 defenders there. Low driven shot to get it into the back of the box.
The calmest I've seen Hassan Rumi in a while. Normally quite the vocal figure from by the touchline, barking orders out, and very often audible here in the commentary box as well. But on this occasion, he knows that his team has done exactly what was required of him, and then some. And here's an opportunity now for Lebbe, but well taken off his feet by Francis Chikaruba. He's almost single-handedly marshalling this defense. Manesh, of course, second goal this season now. 3 games, 2 goals. That's where you want a defensive or holding midfielder to be, and hopeful effort there from distance. What do you do if you are Kasun Jayasuriya? Like, what do you tell your players? You are in the game, 2 howlers cause you to go 2-0 behind. Suddenly, at the hour mark, a little bit, you're 5 goals behind. Do you try to limit the damage? Do you try to turn it around? Especially when you know you don't really have the attacking players to turn it around. So, not an easy discussion to have there on the bench as well. Bit of an unnecessary challenge there. And catching the brunt of that, Stenuk Devnuja. The yellow card for his troubles for Mohammad Abdullah. Very unnecessary, coming from behind and taking the attacker out. Very much self-inflicted, and something that certainly Coach Rumi will not be pleased about.
Yeah, at this point of the game, really an unnecessary challenge, that one. Abdullah will have to play the rest of the game with a yellow card. Ratnam have to feel for them as well. Started this game off with Colombo attacking, but they were able to hold on for quite some time. But that's where you have to be careful as well. When you keep absorbing the pressure, when you're always on that back foot, it's always difficult to switch gears. Ratnam once again making headway, but not enough support for those attackers. Mohammad Imran, the goalkeeper, has had a quiet day. Hasn't been challenged all that much. Ratnam with the first corner in the second half. Will be hoping against hope that this is something that they can convert. Here's the cross coming in for Ratnam, but not to be the case. Colombo proving to be too strong. Ratnam on the attack once again, this time cleared away by Abdullah. Mohammad Salif doesn't get away with that one-on-one.
Referee just bringing it back there. Exchanging a smile. Jesu Yashan and Chalna Chamire. Now Sasanga Dilhara going to stand over this free kick. Not easy captaining a side that's not doing very well. But Tenuk Deonuja coming off as part of the substitutions, of course. Mohammad Sharik and Krishnasamy Divyam making their way onto the pitch. Young side on the pitch now for Ratnam. Imtiaz Abdullah, the other man making way. And here is the ball coming in. Good ball there. Outpowered by Colombo FC. But a good cross. Now Lebbe, the new signing from Sierra Leone, takes a knock and the referee agrees with him.
Replaced by jersey number 15, Krishnasamy Divyam. Jersey number 6, Imtiaz Abdullah is replaced
It's coming
by
in a second too late.
number 40, Mohammad Shari.
Ibrahim Lebbe dropping back. Just make sure he gets some time on the ball, gets a feel for that ball as well. He's had a couple of opportunities now. And he just hadn't been able to convert in front of goal. Ratnayaka.
Smart defending there. Just using that feint to get the pressure off. Showing his years of experience, especially at the highest level, playing for Sri Lanka. Second too early. On his bike there, Mohammad Shafran. Came calm down a little after that blitz of goals at the turn of the second half. An absolute waste of a free kick there by the substitute Krishnasamy Divyam. Apologetic hand up there as well to his goalkeeper. Shazli, the Egyptian number 7 for Colombo. Chalna Chamir picks it up. Abdullah taken down from behind. Sampath Lenugunawardena immediately awarding the free kick.
It's not easy for these young Ratnam substitutes either, who have just come in to make an immediate impact, coming into the game at a point where they are down by 5 goals. Just being thrown into the deep here. Coach hoping that he gives these players some perhaps some game time as well. Colombo looking for Mohammad Abdullah on that right wing once again. Profitable right wing it has been in this second half. Here's Ibrahim Lebbe with a brilliant pass in. Just intercepted that one. Shazni delaying it just a little too much. Here's Manesh.
Too hopeful from Manesh. He's been doing a lot of things right today except that. And now 2 more changes on the cards. Chaitra Ratnayak and Mohammad Abdullah making their way off the pitch, and coming on now Mohammad Shahil and Aiden Pereira.
Substitution for Colombo. Jersey number 24, Charith Bandar Ratnayaka.
Aiden Pereira, of course, having represented Sri Lanka at under-19 level as well. Formerly of Gateway College. Here's an opportunity now. Shot comes in, Imran Hassan making no qualms about it. Ball coming in. Here's an opportunity now. smart turn, but a bit of a drag there. And asking the referee for that infringement to be rewarded. So in Pereira coming in for this last 20 minutes or so, and the ball comes in beautifully for Lebbe. Lebbe absolutely makes a mockery of that one. And like I said, can't really blame him because of the bounce on the ball at different times and being so inconsistent. But again, you think that he would do better at that level. Here it is. Yeah, not too much of a deviation. He should be hitting that. Of course, handball there on the way out by Tuan Umar.
Third opportunity right in front of goal there for Ibrahim Lebbe. He'll be feeling a bit of the pressure now. Making his debut as well. Hassan Romi would have been hoping that his striker from Sierra Leone can make an impact here. Well, in the context of the game, it hasn't mattered all that much. However, it'll just feel a bit more comfortable if he can just get that ball in, going straight to goal this time. Awkward angle as well to shoot right at it, but they'll win themselves a corner and will go again. And Colombo will persist with Chalana Chamira taking those crosses. Ball falls right at the feet of Chamira once again. Yes, Shazni. Colombo just looking for some momentum. Yes, Pereira rushing forward.
Good defense there by Ibrahim Lebbe to cut it short. Aiden Pereira now on the ball. Lebbe. Shazni spreads it out wide. Manesh. Here we have Shazli. Ball comes in. Silveira does well enough. Here's an opportunity now for Lebbe to get the shot away. Defender cleared. Puts his hand up, appeals. But the referee sees nothing wrong with it. And once again, off your screens. Silveira is livid at his defense for offering so much space. Here comes the ball now. Too much on it.
Just under 15 minutes of regulation time here. Colombo FC having scored 3 goals in the second half.
Just a bit too much on it for Shazli. And Sukaruba will be pleased that he didn't have to defend that one. Taken quickly and now taken short. Ratnam playing for nothing but pride at this point.
Here's Ratnam looking to advance on that right flank once again. Here's the captain. Captain looking, searching for that elusive goal. Just not able to keep it low enough. Here's that effort once again. Just a little too much on it. Here's Pereira on the ball. Shazli having just Switch to the right flank. Ibrahim Lebbe on the left. Colombo once again given a lot of time on the ball.
Terrible defending once again by Ratnam. Here's Lebbe. Lebbe with a chance. Can he make it? 6. Not the right purchase on that shot. But out of nowhere, some horrendous defending. Tuan Umar, young man, but he really should make up his mind. Am I getting to the bounce of the ball? Am I going to take it on the second bounce? Caught up in two minds and very nearly conceding yet another goal.
Yeah, misreading that completely. Tuan Umar. Chikaruba looking for his attackers who haven't had the best of games once again. Here's the number 10 looking. Speculative shot there. Throwing everything at it now. Still not able to find the back of the net, Ratnam. Colombo, on the other hand, will be pretty pleased with the way they've played. They held on, kept orchestrating attack after attack, and they've reaped their rewards in the form of 5 goals. They could have had a couple more easily, but a few mistakes creeping in as well. Here's Colombo. Here's Colombo. Silvera doing wonderfully to get to that ball this time. Charging forward. Mohammad Shahil almost beating him with the pace. Short corner taken. Floated in. And it'll fall into that left flank once again for Colombo. Handball is the call, and Colombo with another opportunity. So close to goal. Will be interesting to see how they play this up. And Colombo, they've taken it quickly, but referee will call play back.
Colombo pursuing that elusive 6th goal. Mohammad Shahil also on the pitch now. Will fancy this certainly. Chalna Chamira, usual free kick taker. Shahil walks away. He's not been, I know he scored from a free kick, but his deliveries haven't been great today. Ahmad Shazni also now with the captain's armband. Chalna Chamira. Shot blocked. Less than 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Chikaruba now goes down with cramp. The last thing you need for Ratnam is an injury to their big man.
Chikaruba has been one of those defenders who have actually looked like he has been up to the task, but just hasn't had enough support. Long throw in into the box. Not cleared away. Colombo still with the ball. Here's Colombo. This time done quite well to deflect that shot. Putting their body behind it is Ratnam.
Taking their time now. They know they've got all the time in the world really. Now the long throw coming in. Manesh using his body well.
Ahmed Shazni to Pereira. Once again, just looking to draw in those Ratnam defenders. Jason, or rather Yugesh Raj. Forwards haven't had the best of the days, to say the least, for Ratnam.
Not had much action at all. Here's an effort. Jose Silveira making no mistake, but the bounce leaving a little bit of anxiety in the hearts of a lot of the Ratnam supporters. But look, I think Silveira has been solid since he's come on. He's definitely been more of a presence, although he has conceded 3 goals. He's definitely tried his best to structure the defense a little more. And none of the goals that he conceded were, I would say, goals that you could have stopped. Now one more substitution coming on. El Shazli making his way off the pitch. And in place of him, Dinesh Suren coming on for Colombo FC.
He's had a brilliant game, El Shazli, scoring 1 goal for himself. His 2nd goal of the tournament. And he's been brilliant on that wing. Some crisp passes. Ratnam will just love that ball to trickle out of play for the goal kick. Silveira takes his shot, takes it quickly. Ratnam looking to go forward once again. Chasing after that ball. They've been quite predictable in attack as well, Ratnam. They've always looked to go in that through that right wing channel. It's Jason with a backheel pass towards his number 7, Kristuraj. Colombo defense holding on quite well, not giving them any angles to work with there. Ratnam with a free kick now. Perhaps one final opportunity for them to score that elusive goal. They haven't been able to score throughout this entire tournament so far. So getting that first goal in would just give them some sort of belief here. Into the box. Met with some good defense. Here's the skipper. He'll want his team to come off with something here, but just lets it run away.
Yeah, doing too much there, the skipper. You can understand. Must be frustrated with how the game's gone once again. He's had a less than ideal season so far. One can only assume, based on what we've seen so far, many a team will fancy their chances against Ratnam and see them as the whipping boys of this tournament. Let's not forget, relegation on the cards for any team that ends rooted to the bottom of the table. So not an ideal circumstance by any means.
Ratnam will be looking down the barrel of their third consecutive defeat, if I'm not mistaken. They've had a nightmarish start to this Super League 2026. Claiming that was handball, the captain.
And a penalty now awarded to Ratnam to potentially get on the scorecard. We'll have another look at that. If our production team can give us a replay. Once again. Bit of a harsh one, isn't it? Body and arm were very close to each other just as he was turning, ball ricocheting off the arm. You're standing in the wall as well. That's a harsh one. Fortunately for Colombo, they will feel that they've got the 3 points in the bag, and rightfully so, but a harsh penalty nonetheless. I don't really know how you can give a penalty for something that happens, especially when the man is in the wall and his arms were by his side. So unlucky, but now an opportunity for Ratnam to get on the scoreboard, and Chikaruba in that number 4 shirt taking charge of this. He's been the one man who can hold his head up high over the course of this performance. Chikaruba to make it 5-1. Chikaruba, and he skies it! And that has been the story of Ratnam over the course of this championship. Not only have they been poor as a team, but when the call comes in, they haven't delivered. And Chikaruba absolutely skies it. You put a goal on top of the goal, it probably still wouldn't go in. That's how bad it was. Appalling from Ratnam.
Yeah, it definitely felt like they should have scored that one. There'll be 3 minutes of extra time here. 3 minutes of Ratnam just looking at their watchers, hoping this game will come to an end. Chikaruba, he has shown his composure throughout this entire tournament, but just when it looked like they would finally have their goal, puts too much power behind it. Makes a hash of it to say the least.
I mean, almost fair from a karmic perspective, because that was never a penalty in my opinion. But regardless, Chikaruba should be getting that on target as we roll into the halfway mark of injury time. Ball comes in. Terrible defending once again, but getting a little lucky. Chikaruba, careless pass, gives the ball away immediately, and now back on their bike are Colombo FC. Not really satisfied with this 5-0 scoreline. Pursuing one more, pursuing another opportunity to get on the score sheet. Straight up by Joseph Silveira. And now Dinesh gets past the man, wins the foul. One last opportunity for Colombo to get on the score sheet now.
Final minute of extra time here on our clock. There will be some names in that Colombo 11 who will be hoping they can get a goal for themselves as well. Yes, Chalan Chamira.
One last chance now. Chalna Chamira with the cross. Here's a brilliant ball for one. What a save that was! And Ibrahim Lebbe will consider himself very unlucky not to be on the scorecard on his debut. But Joseph Silveira, point blank range, does fantastically well to keep it at 5-0. One final cross. Chalna Chamira now gets the ball into the box. Ball comes in. And that's it for the 90 minutes.
I thought that was a brilliant header by Ibrahim Lebbe. But Silveira reflexively saving that one. And at the end of the game, Colombo FC will find them triumphant, 5-0. Ratnam SC, you can just see the disappointment, the frustration in those players' faces. Lost the last one 7-0, this one 5-0. Had a beating in these first 3 games of the tournament. Not the ideal start to their Super League journey. However, Ratnam fans will be hoping that they can come back in the latter stage of this tournament and at least battle relegation, if nothing else. Here's final few formalities of the game, and if you do take a look at the entirety of the game, it was all Colombo FC who've dominated proceedings since that first half, since that first whistle. Ratnam looking to persist with that low block, finding plenty of chinks in their armor. Ibrahim Lebbe had plenty of opportunities to get a goal for himself as well. Yeah, the highlights of the game. El Shazli brilliantly done that one, and once again you can see the mistake of the defense presenting that goal for Colombo. That was the first of the chances for Ibrahim Lebbe, the debutant for Colombo FC. And this one brilliantly done by Shazni in that number 11 jersey. Composure and Manesh scoring the third one of that second half. The third and final goal of the second half coming off of the boot of Manesh. We saw a few yellow cards as well, a couple yellow cards for both those teams. But that's something Colombo will forget about as they celebrate their win tonight. These two teams playing under a lot of cloud cover as well. The humidity hasn't been too much of an issue today. And there's that final penalty miss by Chikaruba. Thought for all money that he would have scored that one. Most definitely one of the standout players for Ratnam. And that final save by Joseph Silveira. Brilliant to say the least. Here's the updated points table. Renown FC on top there. 3 games, 3 wins. Colombo FC in that second place berth. But one that will be threatened when the Upcountry Lions take on the field tomorrow. And Ratnam SC there you see right at the bottom, just behind New Youngs and Defenders as well, who haven't won a game throughout this tournament so far. Plenty of questions for those two teams. New Youngs also having been beaten by Renown FC 10-0. Seahawks FC doing brilliantly in their previous game to stage a comeback. Red Star having won just that one game. And we'll be having an interview. And over to Arshad downstairs.
අද තරගයේ වීරයා ආමඩ් ෂාස්නි කොළඹ අද තරගයේ වීරයා ආමඩ් ෂාස්නි අපිත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඉන්නවා. ෂාස්නි අද දෙවනි විනිං එක ඒ වගේම ගෝල්ස් දෙකක් ස්කෝර් කරලා තියෙනවා. අද තරගය ගැන සහ ඔබගේ පර්ෆෝමන්ස් එක ගැන.
ෆස්ට් ඔෆ් ඕල් මට අල්ලාහට තමයි තැන්ක්ස් කරන්න ඕනේ. අල්හම්දුලිල්ලා. අපිට මේක ඇත්තටම කෝච් කියපු විදිහටම මේ මැච් එක අපිට ඉම්පෝටන්ට් වුණා. අපිට ගෝල්ස් උත් ගන්න කිව්වා හොඳට. අපි ටීම් එක ඔක්කොම එකතු වෙලා තමයි මේ ගේම් එක හොඳට ප්ලේ කරේ. ඉන්ෂාල්ලා අපි නෙක්ස්ට් මැච් එකත් මේ වගේම එක වගේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවලා චැම්පියන් වෙන්න තමයි බලාගන්නේ.
Congratulations Sasni.
That was Shazni, the man of the match for today, doing brilliantly, scoring his goal. And we'll be having two more games coming up in this game week number 3. The Seahawks taking on the Upcountry Lions tomorrow, and the Blue Eagles taking on Defenders FC the day after. Will be some interesting games coming up as well. Seahawks FC coming off of a 7-0 win. Both unbeaten teams taking themselves on tomorrow. And we've had a one-sided affair today as well. And we'll be hoping we can see some entertaining football as this tournament progresses as well. That's us signing off for now, but we'll be bringing to you live action from this game week number 3 in the following days as well.